Welcome to AlphaCars. My name is Dimitri, and today we're going to check out an amazing 1998 BMW E36 M3. Why it's so special? One owner. It checks all the boxes. One owner, immaculate documented service history, absolutely no rust, original paint, original body panels, unique fern green exterior color, and Magma Leather Interior. Really hard to find combination of all these attractive features, so let's take a closer look. Here it is. And don't worry, we will take it outside. We will even get a chance to drive it. And then we'll bring it back in the bay and we'll put it up on the lift to check out the underbody. So let's take it outside. Here's the key, 1998 BMW M3. It looks like we have one master key and two valet keys. Let's confirm what kind of two valet keys do we have. That's important. Let's look at all the keys. Here are the BMW keys. I'm glad I checked. So we do have one master key, which is the one that has the BMW button and the flashlight. And then we have one master key without the flashlight. And we have one valet key, which is identified by the gray handle. So we have a total of 3 keys. Should be enough for an average BMW owner. And if you don't think of yourself as an average BMW owner, you can always get more keys for yourself. Okay, so let's get it started. This is going to be a true cold start. Let's confirm that. We'll open the hood. Yeah, and we'll go through the condition of the car in details. So here, I'm gonna put my hand right on the exhaust manifold. There it is, nice and cold. And I'm actually gonna grab this microphone and I'm gonna hang it here. So when I start it, you're gonna hear the sound of from the engine compartment. We're going to turn it on right here, so the microphone will switch to the external microphone. Yes, hello, hello. Okay, we're gonna hang it right here. Right there. So let's hear the engine. Engine warm up for well, probably a minute, a little over a minute should be fine. And while we do that, well, we won't see the time to do that. Yeah, let's check out around the engine. Actually, the RPM just came down a little bit. Look at these gorgeous tailpipes. It's got a nice throaty sound. And we're going to position the microphone right there. And we'll give it a couple of reps. Okay, we are going to move the vehicle on a daylight. And yes, it is automatic. And I actually don't mind it. For this type of vehicle, being a convertible, it is exquisite. I don't mind it at all. I love that it's automatic. And we do have a manual for those of you that say, oh no, I am the purist, I have to have it in manual. We actually have one. You'll see it in just a moment. Let's turn around. Very nice, very sharp radius of turning. Here's the manual. One with manual transmission. I'm gonna find a shady spot. Yeah, this should work. Okay. What do we have? 32,506 original miles by one owner. Well-documented service history. The car spent a little bit of time in state of New York, and then it went to Florida, all by the same owner, and always garage and meticulously maintained. Has automatic transmission, which is lovely. We'll get to drive it. All the buttons on the interior, inside the car, the radio, climate control panel, the onboard computer, and the center console surrounding the shifter, all the buttons in immaculate condition, and things are just nice and tight. Nothing is loose. Look at the armrest. And we're gonna get to see the seats and this leather package, which is quite unusual and certainly works out incredibly well with the fern green metallic exterior paint and the Magma leather. And the Magma leather it looks a little different than a regular Dakota leather. It definitely feels more substantial, and it has this beautiful finish. Beautiful, beautiful finish. And of course, it does have the M triple colors. Okay. Great running engine. I know you want to hear it more, but we're going to shut it off just to get a little quieter. The shelf, everything, the edge is not beat up, and even the shifter is not beat up, and even the stitching within the shifter handle, none of that is beat up. And the shifter on the steering wheel, check that out. The stitching on the steering wheel is blue and red, and it's in great condition. The dashboard, oops, just tapped on the camera, still doing well. The dashboard in great condition. We're transitioning to the upper trim, awesome condition. The top is in great condition, and you can see it is retracted. It's nothing special, but it's in great condition, and we have detailed photos of the top, which works great, looks great, doesn't whistle, doesn't rattle. We actually serviced it, serviced the frame, cleaned and lubricated everything. So, and we're gonna get to see this gorgeous paint. Yes, we installed a brand new set of Michelin tires, the best tire money can buy. And they installed on perfectly straight, original staggered wheels. And let's take a look at the finish. Finish is in great condition. I don't see any gouges on the bumper. Looks really, really nice, all original paint. And yes, I mentioned a couple times, I may end up mentioning a couple more because it's so important. The body lines between panels are consistent. Everything lines up beautifully because that is also important. And though the rims have very minor imperfections, I'll show you what those are, but overall in great, great condition. You can see the original windshield seems to be in great shape. I'm not seeing any chips. What's that? Oh, that's a bug. Okay, how about on the passenger side? Actually, there's a tiny little, I'm going to point to it, tiny little chip, and we actually do have the specialist that can improve the appearance of it. It's definitely not a concern, but we're going to point that out. Check this out. I apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm using my Ferrari pen pointing to the chips on a BMW windshield, but I hope you can forgive me. So here they are. There's one little here, and there's another one side by side. They're the size of the tip of the pen, and there is one right there. You can barely see it, but we're going to point that out, and that's it. There's nothing else. The windshield frame has no chips. There are no chips or gouges or dents or dings on the side of the vehicle, on both sides of the vehicle. We're going to look at the other one, but I did look at it already. The front end looks incredibly clean for the car with 30,000 miles. I would say minimal to no chips, and I will point out a half a dozen that are present in a couple of areas. You can see, let me just, I can barely see it, but it's right here, and they've been professionally cleaned, primed, and touched up. There are 3 or 4 in this area, a couple right here, a couple right here. This is the largest one, and it's the only one this size. It's right here again. You can see it in relation to the tip of this Ferrari pen. There's another touch up here, And that's about it. There's nothing on the fenders. Look immaculate. And what a gorgeous color combination. Usually black trim doesn't look good on darker colors. This is not such a dark color, and the black trim stands out nicely. I always liked the BMW, these impact moldings that they used to have on these models. Not anymore. The lower section looks great. The lower lip spoiler, BMW Classic, looks awesome. That's just a little bug. That was not a chip. Something we'll clean up. Even bugs love BMWs. Okay, let's look at the rims. Right front has a brand new tire. As far as the condition of brakes, I believe we have 80% brakes in the front, and you can confirm that by going to alphacars.com and checking out the listing for this vehicle. If it is still available, it would be listed on the BMWs. If it was sold, you could still find this vehicle and all the details about this vehicle on the sold vehicles on alphacars.com. So the right front rim is in very, very good condition. It looks like there was a minor, very minor scuffing that was polished on the edge. You can barely see it, and only because we're a full disclosure company, I'm pointing this to you, as I always do. But from a couple of feet away, even up close, it's almost unnoticeable. It looks very, very nice. The mirror looks really nice. No scuffs. The original sticker is on the bottom. And as long as you know that the objects in this mirror are closer than they appear, you'll be fine. So the mirror is fine. It has the typical paint texture. The paint is all original. It has a typical beautiful texture consistent with the BMW of this vintage. And one thing we did on this car, and we do it on most BMWs of this vintage, we changed this gasket because the original one dries up and starts to crack. In order to change this gasket, you do have to do quite a bit of work because you have to pretty much remove the door trim to access it, and we did all of that. So that's been all done. And while I have the door open, I'll show you the underside of the door jamb. The sill plate that reminds us we're checking out the original BMW M3. I would call this a luxury variant because it does have an automatic transmission, and it's awfully nice when you could be relaxed and still driving this awesome, awesome car. Moldings are nice and straight, as are the rocker panel cladding, unique for the M3. Now we're looking at the right rear rim, and in the rear we have brand new brake pads. The rotors were in excellent condition. We didn't have to change them. The brake pads had about 50% material left, so we figured that this car deserves a new set of brake pads in the rear. The front brakes at 80% now, the rear brakes at 100%. They're brand new. And the condition of the rim, again, we did a little bit of I can actually see the white paste. We will clean that off, and there are a couple of spots where the edge of the rim had some light gouges. This one was a little bit more that we polished off, but the rim is original. It has never been refinished or restored. Let's take a look at the trunk lid. It's beautiful. And even though some people say, well, the BMW M3 has to be a coupe or a four-door, they made some in four-door. For something in this beautiful color, I would say it would be a strong contender if you just want to have a great time on a day like today. Yeah, I think this would be an excellent choice. So we're looking at the beautiful paint finish. I am not observing any blemishes or imperfections. I am enjoying a gorgeous line of the BMW E36 M3. It's really a timeless piece, and when you look at the details of the lower lip of the rear bumper, it is so special. Okay, yes, this vehicle is offered by AlphaCars. Expect to be impressed, and we always deliver on this promise. We are transitioning to the driver's side of this gorgeous BMW. There are no dents, dings, or chips on the side panels. Moldings are nice and straight. The rear bumper lines up beautifully. And you probably noticed, and I'll point out for those of you that did not notice through the video footage, that as beautiful as shiny this car is, there are no wax settlements anywhere in the gaps, like in the areas like this. You can see, like in the gaps inside, in the between these types of joints. I'm sure we've done excellent level of detailing, and if there was any wax like that, we would have cleaned it out. But just having it this beautiful, it's quite impressive. So, checking out left rear rim, there's one gouge that was a bit bigger than, here it is, check this out. So we did a little bit of smoothing it out and touching up with silver paint. Otherwise, this rim is in impeccable condition. And yes, it is original. We could, or you can send these rims out, but the damage was so minor, those blemishes were so minor, that we decided just to make these cosmetic improvements and keep the rims 100% original. Left front rim is in excellent condition. I don't see any blemishes or issues. I don't see any at all. So we're going to open the hood one more time here on the daylight so we can check out that engine. And yes, we will pull the car back in the bay and put it up on the lift. So we will start from actually the underside of the hood. You can see the strikers in excellent condition, not oxidized, not rusty. Hardware is all original. The sound deadening material on the hood is in excellent condition. Everything lines up, it's not torn. You can see all the hardware around the perimeter of the engine compartment and inside. Here it's all original. Nothing has been moved or touched, which is consistent with the fact that this car has original factory paint, all original body panels, and clearly has not been in any accidents. And it has not had any paint work, cosmetic, for any reason. So here we're looking at a throttle body that pretty evenly distributes the air to the intake manifold, where it is delivered to each cylinder where an injector is situated, and then it mixes, the air mixes with precisely measured and proportioned amount of fuel to the air. Depending on the load, it is adjusted by the engine DME, an engine computer, and as you drive this vehicle, it keeps adjusting it all the time to deliver the ideal air-fuel mixture.
which I believe is close to 1:14. And it's a tough job to do it as a driver. We're changing the driving conditions all the time by modulating that throttle pedal. So enough of the technical stuff. Back to the condition of the vehicle. You can see all the components are nice and original. Everything on this car works as designed. There are no disclosures, no flaws that we need to worry about. And it is 100% original, and it has been this way all the time. There was nothing we had to revert to original. We've done a great deal of cosmetic and mechanical improvements, but as far as originality of this vehicle, it has been original since day one when it was purchased in 1998. And yes, you do get this tape. I am sure you are wondering, if I buy this car, will I get the tape? Yes, you will get the tape. Here it is. You're also going to get this famous light. Let's see if this one illuminates. Yes, it does, just a little bit. So I'm sure the battery's old, but it still works. There it is. And there's a full set of owner's manuals, all kinds of owner's manuals. Let's check those out. Yeah, the book is nice, and it's not ripped in any areas. So you pretty much, we have a complete package here. Complete package, including the original window sticker. So you have everything for this car to be a collectible, and certainly would be reasonable to expect for this car to appreciate in value as you enjoy the car, keep the miles low, keep the car nice and clean and well maintained, and the time will do its job. The value of the car should naturally go up. Why? Well, because they don't make them like this anymore, and very few in this condition, very few in this original condition, very, very, very few in this nearly exotic color combination. And yes, I'll say this again, it also has original paint. And look at the wear and tear. It is minimal, and it's basically non-existent. If you look at the bolster, it's like new. The lower bolster, it's like new, and it's nice and stiff. And it's the same on the other side. You have the armrest, and check it out. It's all good, nice leather. So we'll just take it for a quick drive down the street. We're not going to go far at all. We're just going to start it, put it in drive. This is what you would see if you turn back. Plenty of room in the back for two more passengers, and one right here. Your favorite passenger, you can have him or her right here on your right. And then you can enjoy the company. You don't have to worry about exercising that left foot on the clutch pedal. So we're ready for takeoff. Yeah, the turn signal switch is nice and crisp. The lever is nice and tight. There's no free play. Definitely everything is consistent with a very nice low mileage vehicle. And we do have a couple of modes here. I'm actually going to put it in the sport mode. We also have a manual mode. In the sport mode, the engine, the shifts are quicker. The engine and the shifts take place at a slightly later timing, allow the engine to rev up a little higher. And there's just phenomenal amount of torque. And the suspension and the wheels and beautiful brand new Michelin tires, and everything comes together and delivers this unprecedented ultimate, within the ultimate driving machines, you can also get an ultimate driving experience. And this is what this car delivers. It's an ultimate driving experience within the ultimate driving machines. Yeah, the reverse gear works too. I'm actually going to turn around, and the radius of turning is extremely tight. Look at this shifting. Yeah, look at this shifting. I wish you were my passenger here. In fact, I wish you were the driver and I was the passenger. You would really appreciate this car. And yes, this was a bumpy road, and the suspension did an outstanding job. Here's my rear view mirror. Looks good. Yeah, and it has enough oomph to show someone, yes, I am driving the M3. I'm going to park it next to the silver one, which is also going to be released on our website pretty soon. Yeah, and by the way, the plexi on the instrument panel is just impeccable. There are no scuffs, and that is true for all these little displays. Hey guys.
That Euro produced, how to ride a sidecar. And it basically tells you, if you don't already have it,
I'm gonna take it.
I can send it. Because
Okay.
it's a PDF.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm
I'll
gonna
just
take
email
it.
to you.
100%.
And it not only explains the differences, but it also gives you drills, home layouts, things like that.
Now that the engine warmed up, it is so smooth, it is so quiet, and this car was professionally detailed. We did an impressive level of paint correction. There are absolutely no swirls, and this gorgeous metallic paint, it is so beautiful. It is so deep when you look at it on the sun. And by the way, we do offer Ural motorcycles
Go back through
with
the door
sidecars.
here, go back around to the right,
Yeah,
and just on the other side of that island, it's just on
there it is.
So, start it up.
We're gonna let Daryl go. Oh, I'm not sure if it's taking it out.
It is fresh, so it's going to take a minute to break in.
Yeah, once again on the rims,
But the nice thing about it,
looks impeccable.
you have 80% of your
Yeah, we love sidecar motorcycles. Check this out.
you will be pulling itself right along.
This thing is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just at an idle. Very easy to get used to.
Well, we didn't spend much time on the back seats. Let's check this out. I would say we're looking at a close to new condition interior all around. There are absolutely no imperfections here in the rear.
Reverse. Slice in first
The
gear
seat
back.
backs look nice,
Make sure it's in
no scuffs. The net and the spongy element of the net, the upper portion of the net looks nice and tight. And the same is true on this side. nice and tight. The ashtray was never used, and the spring is nice and tight. Let's see what we have in the back. Oh, almost forgot. You will receive a full BMW vehicle cover, and it will come with the BMW branded cover for the car cover. So you get two covers, one to enclose and cover the car cover, and you get the car cover, which I'm sure is inside this cover. Let's see what other goodies we have. We do have the factory wind deflector, and it comes with another cover, so you get a third cover. And let's see if we can, it's tough to do it with one hand, but I'll do my best. And oops. Okay, so I will have to do it with my two hands. So I got it out. It was just a little tighter, and yeah, here it is. Great condition. I would say immaculate condition. Comes with the instructions. So let's see. Wow, this thing is substantial. And by the way, we have another M product on the background. We're surrounded by M automobiles. Okay, so here's the third cover that will come with this BMW M3, which is the cover for the wind deflector, and we're going to see the wind deflector in works. Look at a few other goodies that we have. Everything you need to have for this vehicle to become a collectible one. So check out this BMW Catalog. Oh, I like this image. I like technical stuff. 1998 BMW M3 convertible. Open it up. Yeah, you'll get this. Here is another window sticker. Wow, love it. So, got all that. We have the original floor mats. They're actually in pretty decent condition. Let's look at all of them. Yeah, it doesn't look like we actually got to clean them, so we'll have to do that. Happy to do that. And what's under this cover? Yeah, we have an unused, brand new BMW rim with a Michelin tire. That is beautiful. Okay, so we have a decent sized trunk, and here is a compartment, and they used to be, actually this is not bad by today's standard. You actually get 2 wrenches. You do have 1 screwdriver, you have an adjustable wrench, and you have this thing for your convertible top, and another guide right there. So a complete tool set by BMW standards comes with this vehicle. And again, and look at this paint. Look at the condition of everything. I guarantee you, if you end up with this car, you will not be disappointed in the condition. In fact, you'll be impressed. Checking out the wind deflector. It's actually can lower it like this, and you can also lift it up like that. And it's very easy to remove and install. Actually, this is how it works, really. So you have this filler panel that closes the gap between the rear seat headrests and the middle portion of the wind deflector. And then you have the vertical portion of the wind deflector that can become a horizontal portion when you pull this down. Check this out. Isn't this gorgeous? Isn't this attractive? And I would say it's rewarding too, because you're going to receive this car if you end up buying it, and it's going to come in beautifully polished, and then all you need to do is maintain it, and every time you run your hand on this paint, it's rewarding. It's nice and smooth. We've done a full paint correction and polishing. Of course, we can do, that's something we recommend, you can protect all this shine by a ceramic coating. We use Ceramic Pro, so we can do all of that. I'm gonna take another shot of this car for you. And you're wondering what kind of car is that on the background. It is not a BMW. You definitely guessed correctly. So let's have another look at this gorgeous vehicle with the wind deflector. Nice package. His and hers. Well, and with BMW drivers, you don't know, it may be the other way around too. Both cars in immaculate condition. Yeah, let's have another view on these beautiful body lines. This is a view from our conference room. We'll bring it back to one of the bays in our showroom momentarily, and we'll check out the underbody. By the way, this is the delivery area of our Boxburg facility. We just finished Ceramic Pro on this 911. We are delivering this fully electric Kona, and we have the MR2 right there in the background. That's going to get picked up by the new owner in the next couple of days. Well, let's get back to the BMW, which is running outside. You don't want to leave an M3 running outside for too long. Here it is. Another look before we bring it inside. And those couple of chips I showed you, you cannot see them. All you see is the beautiful original finish. But I'm glad, as always, we showed you everything we know. And we're pretty good at this stuff. We see a lot of stuff that sometimes other people and other dealers don't see. And this is our showroom building here on the right. And by the way, soon to the market, we have this E38 740 with extremely low mileage and all original factory paint. So stay tuned for that one. That's coming up soon. Yeah, and let me show you the door jambs. Door trim. No gouges here. Typical area where seat belt buckles will leave some marks. This one is nice. The seat adjustment works, and the leather is actually nice and soft. This portion of the leather often gets dry. And the horn works. Vents nice and tight both ways. Nice and tight both ways, like on a new vehicle. Why not check them all? Same thing here and same thing there. The seat, the SRS, the airbags modules, the airbags, as you can see, everything lines up, nothing is warped. The trim panels around the windshield, and the windshield is, by the way, original. Everything is nice and straight, nothing is warped. Love the sound. Put it in neutral. And let's check out the power windows. I'm actually gonna do the right front first. Goes nice and quick. Well, all this has been checked by our technician, but I'm kind of doing it for fun. Check this out. That works. Back windows, nice and quick, no hesitation. Yeah, it's nice and warm inside all of a sudden with the windows up. So we are pulling inside our delivery area. This is asymmetrical lift. I'm going to line up the bottom of the windshield with the posts. That's maybe a little ahead of it, ahead of the posts, and we should be good to go. Yeah, and look at the cigarette lighter. Like new, never used. We actually put an extra mile on the car, looks like. And let's see. I will lower the windows. You can do all four with one button. Nice feature. Check this out right here. If you do it this one, all four go up, all four go down. So we're going to install these arms under the vehicle lifting pads, and then we're going to lift it up. So we're ready to lift the car up. Before we do that, I'm gonna double check the placement of the lift arms and to make sure that the pads do not interfere with anything on the vehicle. So all four looked very nice. We're ready to move the vehicle up. So we'll use this fancy snap-on flashlight and check out the underbody of this M3. Yeah, and this is how the flashlight works. We have this. The reason I like this light because it has not a single point of light, but a vertical bar, so there's very little shadowing. So we're looking at the vehicle with 30,000 miles, a little over 30,000 miles. Absolutely no rust, nice and dry, no leaks, past or present. And of course the vehicle has been checked by our technician. You can see all the details on our website on alphacars.com. There are a number of improvements we've done, what we call value added improvements. Of course, we started off with the comprehensive vehicle inspection. Our technician went through the vehicle. Then we did the soft top. We ran it through the BMW E36 computer to make sure there are no trouble codes. Everything was fine. We cleaned the joints at the frame, and then a couple other things. We checked the cooling system. There was no issues, but we changed the thermostat and housing because it was original. We installed a new drive belt, new lower control arm bushings, of course the brake fluid flush, a new set of Michelin tires. Check out these beauties. New rear brake pads, as I mentioned before. The rotor's in excellent condition. We put new gaskets on the door handles. We did a full level paint correction. And then of course the typical detailing, engine compartment, exterior and interior. The car was in great condition. Also on our website you can see the readings from our paint meter tool, and the readings are consistent with factory original paint. So definitely check all that out. It's a great car and we have a nice detailed listing. Let's walk under the vehicle so you can check it out for yourself. And we'll take a spin in the other direction. Spend a minute on the rear suspension. Let's say spend a moment. We don't need a whole minute. Driver's side. And the passenger side. Front suspension. And you can see the engine, nice and dry. Absolutely no leaks anywhere. Even around power steering hose as well. It's a well-maintained, low-mileage BMW 3 Series, in fact, an M3. And by the way, before we install the tires, we checked the rims on our Hunter road forcement machine. By the way, if you're not familiar with that equipment, It's very, very interesting, highly technical. On our YouTube channel, you can see, if you search Hunter Road Force, you can see a very popular video that we produced a few years ago when we bought the second generation Road Force from Hunter. And I just noticed a couple of weeks ago that we had a comment of encouragement from Hunter Engineering, the company that produces the equipment, and we use it extensively. Not only that the shop or the dealership has to invest in equipment, and yes, it is very expensive, but then you have to train the technicians, and technicians have to use the machine and all its features, and then you have a really nice results consistently delivered with not only installing new tires, but optimizing tire placement on the rim, which as the end result delivers an incredibly smooth ride for you as the driver and for your passengers. Let's check out the underbody. As you can see, all original parts. Everything lines up beautifully. All the clips are original. And by the way, one of the clips actually broke off from the rocker panel. We ordered it. I noticed we did not pop it in, but it is going to go back in. And front splash shields in excellent condition. Let's look at the rear suspension and the rear wheel wells. Famous rear shock mounts in excellent condition. No rips, no cracks. Rear suspension, the rear differential, substantial, massive. You can say over-engineered, but there's nothing like over-engineering when it comes to automobiles. And it's nice and dry, no leaks. Here is the left rear suspension. Great condition. And if you look at the edge of the quarter panel, no sandblasting, no chips, no gouges. And of course the rear muffler is in excellent condition, all original. So thank you very much for viewing this video from AlphaCars YouTube channel. Consider subscribing, sharing, and please let us know which videos you like the best by simply clicking the like button. My name is Dimitri, and until next time.